So welcome, a little bit of a surprise here. I thought I'd come on this side of the camera for once. I've been speaking quite a lot with some slides, and we'll be going back to some slides. But what I just wanted to show you is behind me. I'm just decided to put a few things up for you to see, because we're really talking now about that whole formula of attention, interest, desire, action, the AIDA acronym. And I think one thing that becomes very, very powerful is when you actually have the ability to sort of put something up on a wall, okay, almost as if you're walking past it, or if it's on, you know, a shelf somewhere. If it's enough for you to sort of look and think, oh wow, that looks pretty interesting. Part of your homework, I had asked you to download Gary Benzavenga's Bullets, and he says one of the big things about getting interest is you've got to demonstrate benefit, and you've also got to have an element of curiosity, so that when somebody looks at something, they'll also end up saying, I wonder what that's about. Can they possibly tell me more? So on the wall, we've got some examples. In this particular module, that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at examples. We're going to point out some things that are great, things that maybe are not so great, things that could do some work. But more than anything, what's really important from this particular lesson is I want you to get used to being able to look at something and understand, you know, what is trying to be done, so you can apply it to your own advertising. But more importantly, I want you to start looking and becoming a real student of this, because the more you look at them, the more you begin to say, I would have done this, or you look at something, you say, oh, that was pretty good. You become a real sort of practitioner of this. It's very, very important. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to look at the wall. And then also I have got a couple of magazines. Now I've made a conscious effort to have it to be the same magazine, not the same edition, but the same magazine, meaning people are running ads consistently in that, because I really want to sort of demonstrate what people might be doing well consistently, or maybe not so well consistently. So this is very much a learning module. I hope you get a lot out of it, and we're going to start with some of these on the wall. So enjoy. Okay, so one of the first things I really want to sort of underline and demonstrate here is my own journey with this. You know, I've made a point of sort of saying that, you know, I've had to learn the hard way. I've had to learn the expensive way at first. And just a few years ago, when I put together some social media training, this was what I was handing out. And again, look at the top here, okay? You see the logo, the big old bright logo, and then it says download free report and audio program. Now, is that enough for you to walk past and think, wow, I really need to grab that? Does that grab your attention? Well, the answer is no, even though a bit further on, he did some sort of things as far as explaining what it was about. Does that do that? Now, as I moved on and I sort of began to develop, and mainly on the back of the fact that these didn't sell very well, okay, or people just didn't take me up on it, right? But as we moved along there, again, still the logo, but I named it. And then on the right-hand side, sort of mentioned a little bit more, but still quite didn't do that. Then we began to move over where I began to say, if your business is not on Facebook, you may well be missing out. All right, is that enough for someone to look at and sort of think, okay, well, yeah, my business is, and how am I missing out? How? That's that curiosity. So then they were able to begin to move down here, and then we had this link here where I would take them to specifically another form of media. So that's integrating the media and moving on from there. And then this one, you've seen this one before, where I actually put, you know, now all of a sudden, fancy getting paid to be on Facebook. All right. So let's go through the whole attention, interest, desire, action with this. Attention, fancy getting paid to be on Facebook, right? Interest, become a social media manager where you can work from home, choose your clients, work full or part-time hours, you know, making it sort of quite appealing there in the whole thing. And the desire as well, okay? Would someone like to sort of be their own boss, make great money, work from home? And then action, right? Free training course, go to this link here. And by the way, the link's not live now. I do this a couple of times a year. I have not launched it yet for this year, but here we are. This is where I try to really get the attention first, then the interest, become a social media manager, right? The desire, you can work from home, you choose your clients, you can work full or part-time. All right, and then action, a free training course. So I wasn't asking for the sale, but I was most definitely saying, okay, go online and download these free videos that show you. And by the way, if someone did watch those videos, they really would get everything that they need to go ahead and do that, although it would follow with an offer for me to sort of show them and train them. So now we start moving to some of these independent ones, and this is a place near where I work out, and you can see here, I like what Isaac has done there at the top. He said, you want drum lessons that are affordable. Look here. Now, remember what I said as far as the order that you want to look at these things. You start with the list, then the offer, and then the copy. So even though, it's not sort of the most creatively written thing, it's do you want drum lessons that are affordable? Straight away, that will speak to some people. Then you move down, he's put the prices there. The call to action and the trackable thing, he's just got a phone number here, all right? So maybe could have integrated it with some different areas or some different testings, but that's actually not bad at all. As we move over here, this is another one, and by the way, I'm familiar with Abby. She's a very talented singer, musician and songwriter, but this is very much like my original ones that I was doing. It's got her name and it's got songwriting workshops, and you compare that sort of to what Isaac's saying here. Do you want drum lessons that are affordable? And here we've just got Abby Presents. Okay, so again, this is where you've got to really work hard on that headline and see if there is a good way to make somebody work down. Remember, we talked about the greased chute, yeah, from someone starting at the top and working down, them nodding their head in agreement. Okay, but it starts at the very top. And then here is one for fitness, and I think there's a lot of really good things happening here, because certainly kind of what Joe's done is similar to what I was doing at the beginning, where the name of the brand, is at the very top. But when you move a little bit below that, where it says, would you like to be fitter, slimmer and healthier, right? That is a fantastic headline as far as getting someone's attention, right? And then the interest and the desire, right? If it's a yes, I offer great value weight loss classes that can help you, and it moves on from there. So, I really like what she's done with that headline. And then here's another one, and I mean, it just doesn't come as more sort of direct as this does. Want more clients. And then on the left, your personalized online marketing strategy session, free. So did it get my attention? You bet it got my attention. Am I interested? Yes, right? Is there desire? Well, absolutely, because I can get a free marketing session, all right? And then what's the action? Well, you apply for it by calling. And I actually happen to know of this marketer. His name is Jonathan J. He has Digital Lighthouse. So I'm pretty sure that the phone number he's put at the bottom there is a trackable phone number, meaning he knows exactly that anyone who calls that number is on the back of this postcard here. So there we are. We've sort of whizzed through a few things where we're kind of showing you examples of attention, interest, desire and action, including my own ones where I started from, so that it should give you a real idea. And then what we're briefly going to do now is just go through the magazine, and I'll put those slides on as well. Alright, so we are just going to actually summarize now module 4 of the Introduction to Advertising, where we've gone through some advertising examples and case studies, and it's been pretty full on, but as you've probably gathered, only by sort of looking and seeing and doing and understanding can you really begin to improve your advertising. And I want to pay careful attention to this man here, Howard Luck Gossage, who it really wasn't until after he had died that he began to get the real sort of recognition for his role in advertising. And he was known as the Socrates of San Francisco, and a terrific ad man in his own right. Steve Harrison wrote a terrific book called Changing the World is the Only Fit Work for a Grown Man. And Howard Luck Gossage had a really, really significant saying. He said, the real fact of the matter is that nobody reads ads. People read what interests them. Sometimes it's an ad. So when we look back at some of the ones that we went through, this is the whole thing now, looking at this here, does this interest you? Okay, you often will find a magazine, a newspaper, a billboard, a poster somewhere. As you're going along your normal day-to-day business, you had no intention of looking at, some of them are put in front of you. So when you see something like this, does it interest you? Or this, does it interest you? Have they written something here that really interests you? And then another look here. Does that name of the bus company and a photo of the bus company, does that interest you enough for you to sort of look and then sort of see it for what it is, as opposed to it just being an ad? And I'd mentioned the book by Howard Luck Gossage, and it was actually written by this man here, Steve Harrison, one of the truly, truly great creative minds when it comes to advertising and copywriting. And he once said something to me that has never left me. It's probably really shaped the whole manner in which I go about viewing advertising. And he said, what we are really trying to say and get across to the person reading our ad is, I can help you. I can help you. Steve says, in some way, shape or form, I can help you. And his logic and his justification of that statement, which I totally agree with, and I understood once he said it, is that by and large, human beings, man, woman, we have not changed. We're the same. We want to be loved. We want to be comfortable. We want to be warm. We want to feel like we have been fed. We don't want to be scared. We want to achieve things. So in a roundabout way, when we put an ad in front of somebody, we are saying, I can help you in some way, shape or form. I can make your world better. I can make your life easier. So when we look at this, that's what we're really saying with our advertising. And therefore then, does this photo here say, I can help you? All right? Does this say, I can in some way, shape or form make your life more comfortable? Now, interestingly enough, when we go back with Beestons, who I know for a fact do some terrific trips to London to do some shows, and you look a little closer, there's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, there's Motown, there's Phantom of the Opera, there's Les Mis, there's The Lion King, there's music of the Jersey Boys. These are releases. If you've had a busy day, a busy week, a busy month, a busy year, all of a sudden, we can take you. You can have a great time, watch some great music, listen to some great music. There are so many different ways you can do that other than showing a photo of a bus. And likewise here, when you start talking about teeth, and as somebody who really has had some dental issues over the years, just to put the name and the phone number and the address and the name of the people who deliver it, does this say I can in some way make your life more comfortable? Well, the answer is no, it doesn't. And this one, with the Heirloom, it's a walk-in family salon. Does this say I can help you feel more attractive and ultimately feel more loved? So this is how I really want you to begin to view a lot of these things. And another thing that's worth us paying close attention to here was, if you remember, one of your last homework assignments was to download Gary Benzavinger's marketing bullets, and bullet number 23 was all about gaining attention and interest. Okay, and Mr. Benzavinger said to write great headlines, remember this formula: I is equal to B plus C. And what he's basically saying is that interest equals benefit plus curiosity. So now let's look at a few examples of these just as we finish up. 5 business breakthrough secrets to increase your business net profits by 50% or more in the next year while working less, guaranteed. This headline was from just a terrific marketer, Joe Polish. So let's look at this again. Interest equals benefit plus curiosity. What's the benefit here? Increase your business net profits by 50% or more in the next year. Where's the curiosity? While working less. So straight away someone's going to look at that, and that's going to grab someone's attention enough, as we remember to have that greased chute where you read more or you keep nodding in agreement and you turn the next page. Here's one from Jonathan J. Interest equals benefit plus curiosity. Give me just 90 minutes and I'll revolutionize your marketing. Come to my London office and you can see why your website and internet marketing isn't working and what you can do about it. Free. Okay? So, interest equals benefit plus curiosity. Alright? What's the benefit to them? Well, in just 90 minutes he'll revolutionize your marketing, right? and of course there's a bit of curiosity there as well. You can see why and your internet marketing and your website isn't working. So there's the curiosity. What's the next benefit? You can do about it free. Okay, so this again is something that will get your attention. And another thing I really wanted to sort of make a point about. Have you noticed that some of these headlines, even though they're called headlines, they're pretty long? Look at this one, and now we look at this one. What you're actually looking at here now is something that I did myself for one of my offerings, and you can see I tried to sort of really get that interest equaling benefit plus curiosity totally from the Gary Benzavenga bullet. So I'm saying how you can earn $1,000 a month working from home as a social media manager. And best of all, you can make that money working only 10 hours a week. What's the benefit? You can earn $1,000 a month working from home, right? Where's the curiosity? Well, to an extent it's earning the money, but also, best of all, you can do it just working only 10 hours a week. Is that enough for somebody to say, I would like to know more? And then when you sort of look at it and you compare it to what I had written before, which was fancy getting paid to be paid on Facebook, right, and become a social media manager where you can, so on and so on. Look, it wasn't bad, it wasn't bad. But when we actually sort of go and we compare it to how you can earn $1,000 a month working from home as a social media manager, and best of all, you can make that money working only 10 hours a week, I think it's a lot better than that one. And this really sort of underlines what I was talking about from the fact that you only get better by doing this. You have a progression. Remember when I was looking at the wall at some of the previous ones I've done? I mean, some of them I put my logo, I put the name of the business, and now I'm beginning to sort of move towards that thing where it's just all about the person looking and very, very targeted, but putting benefit there and putting curiosity as well. And as Howard Luck Gossage had said, the real fact of the matter is that nobody really reads ads. People read what interests them, and sometimes it's an ad. So before we start the next module, this is your homework. I would like you to find 3 to 5 things that you are currently selling, you would like to sell, or you see someone else selling. Now you saw in my own case, I went there, I saw what other people were saying, what other people were selling and promoting, right? But I want you to write out a new headline for each one of those 3 to 5 things using the Gary Benzavenga principle, which of course is interest equals benefit plus curiosity. So you find something, you write it out, and you make sure that the headline has benefit and curiosity. And then what I'd like you to do is post them on the Edupedia World Facebook page. Okay, so you go to facebook.com/Edupedia World and tag me, tag at Muchamarapa Marketing, so I can see them. I'll head over and we'll be able to sort of comment and interact on them via that platform. And coming up in Module 5, we're just pretty much at the home stretch now. We're having testing and measuring. Remember that ironic yet truthful statement that John Wanamaker came up saying, half the money I spend on advertisers is wasted. Trouble is, I don't know which half. Well, that's not going to happen to you, all right? So we're going to cover testing and measuring. And as always, please connect with me. Let me know what you think of the training. Let me know what you thought of this module. If you have any questions, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and I have my weekly radio show, Build a Better Business, on ioradio.co.uk. So until then, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're getting more out of this and as each module goes, but more so, you need to just keep going over these lessons, because believe me, and you saw it with that magazine which I showed you, where you've got businesses just making some fundamental errors with their advertising. And this is what I mean. If you apply this stuff, if you go over it and learn it and really get it deep in there where you begin to have a trained eye when you look at these things, you are going to know more than people that sell advertising for a living. Thanks for joining me, and we'll speak again soon.